Welcome students to another class in the subject Environmental Impact Assessment, Module 2. So in this class we will be discussing air pollution. So these are the topics that will be discussed in the second module. Air pollution, that is the primary and secondary types of pollutants, and water pollution, the point and non-point source of pollution, major pollutants of water and the impact of pollutants. So what is air pollution? So any visible or invisible particle or gas that is found in the air and which is not a part of the original or normal composition of air and which causes adverse effects on the environment, we call it as air pollution. So air pollution mainly occurs when the gases, the dust particles, fumes or the smoke or odor are introduced into the atmosphere in such a way that it makes it harmful to the humans, that is to the inhabitants like the humans, the animals and the plant. And this occurs mainly, it is harmful mainly because the air becomes dirty or contaminated or unclean. So we know that the earth is surrounded by a blanket of air which is made up of various gases, and this is what we call as the atmosphere. And the atmosphere is the one which helps to protect the earth and to allow life to exist on earth. Now, any additional gas or any particles or odor that are introduced into the air, and again this may be introduced either by can be introduced naturally or due to various human activities, and that which destroys this natural balance, we can call it as air pollution. And anything that pollutes the air, we call it as the pollutants. So examples for pollutants include various compounds like nitrogen oxides, carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, sand, dust particles, organic compounds, etc. So what actually causes air pollution? So air pollution can result, like I told you, from both human as well as through natural actions. And natural actions or natural events that pollute the air includes, for example, forest fires, volcanic eruptions, wind erosion, evaporation of the organic compounds, and also various natural radioactivity. And we can also say that the pollution from natural occurrences are not very often, and however human activities are the main cause for major portion of the air pollution. And the human activities that results in air pollution includes a lot of activities like emissions, firstly the emissions from the industries and the manufacturing activities. So if you have noticed any manufacturing company, you can see that there are lots of there will be long, especially in industries, you would have seen long tubes, we call it as the chimneys, that are erected into the air, and lots of smoke and fumes comes out of it. So, and also waste incinerators and power plants, etc., also emit high levels of carbon monoxide, various organic compounds and also chemicals into the air. So this is one reason or one main cause, or one main cause related to the human activity that contributes to the air pollution of the air. Then again comes the burning of the fossil fuels. So after the industrial age, now transportation has become a very key part of our lives. So cars, then heavy duty trucks, whatever it is, there are various means of transport like trains, the shipping vessels, the airplanes, etc. They all burn lots of fuels for working, and the emissions from these engines or the automobile engines contribute to pollution of the air. Then again coming to the agricultural activities. So we know that ammonia is a very common byproduct from agriculture, and that is related to activities, agricultural activities, and it is also one of the most hazardous gases that is present in the atmosphere. And also in agriculture, the use of insecticides, pesticides and fertilizers, etc., also has grown quite a lot, and they also emit harmful chemicals into the air, and this may also, even the agricultural activities may also lead to water pollution in addition to air pollution. Then another cause for air pollution is the mining operations. So we know that mining is a process wherein minerals below the earth are extracted using some equipments, and during this process what happens, dust and chemicals will be released into the air, and this can cause massive air pollution. And this is also one of the reasons which is responsible for the deteriorating health conditions of the workers and as well as the nearby residents. And then another reason is the indoor air pollution. So various household cleaning products, then painting supplies, all these emits a lot of toxic chemicals into the air. And also suspended particulate matter, we call it as SPM. This is also another cause of the pollution. So these are the particles that floats in the air, or SPM or suspended particle matter. It is mainly caused by the dust or due to combustion, etc. Also cooking and heating with solid fuels on open fires or traditional stoves results in high levels of indoor air pollution. Also indoor smoke also contains various pollutants that are very much harmful for the health, and such small particles and also carbon monoxide are released, which are very much detrimental to the health. So these are the various causes of air pollution. Now what are the various sources? How do you classify the sources? So the sources of air pollution may be, like I told you, natural and man-made or anthropogenic. So this is what we discussed just now. Now coming to air pollutants. So what is a pollutant? So pollutant, it is a substance in the air which can cause harm to the humans as well as the environment, and this is what we call as a pollutant. And again, the pollutants can be in various forms. So it may be either in the form of a solid particle, it may be in the form of liquid droplets, or even it can exist in gaseous form. And again, these also may be either natural or it may be man-made. So it is a substance that dwells temporarily or permanently in the air. We can call it as a air pollutant. Also, it alters the environment by interfering with the health, the comfort, or the food chain, or interfering with the property values of the people. And like I told you, it can originate either naturally or it can be made by or man-made or due to the various human activities. Now, how do we classify the pollutants? So pollutants may be classified based on three factors. One is based on the origin. So air pollution pollutants may be classified based on the origin, based on the states of matter, and based on presence in the environment. So based on the origin, they may be classified as primary air pollutants and secondary air pollutants. Now based on the states of matter, so how it exists, in which form it exists, we can classify it as gaseous air pollutants and particulate air pollutants. Now based on the presence in environment, we can classify them as indoor air pollutants or outdoor air pollutants. So these are the various classifications of air pollutants. Now basically we can group or classify pollutants into two categories. First category is primary pollutants and the second one is secondary pollutants. So what are primary pollutants? So primary pollutants, as you see here, they are pollutants which are emitted directly from the identifiable sources. So primary pollutants are actually the gases or particles that are pumped into the air and which makes the air unclean. And they also include carbon monoxide from automobiles like cars, etc. and also sulfur dioxide from the combustion of coal. And the primary air pollutants can be caused by primary sources or secondary sources. And the pollutants that are a direct result of the process, we call it as primary pollutants. And a classic example of a primary pollutant is a sulfur dioxide that is emitted from the factories. Now coming to secondary pollutants, these are actually produced when certain chemical reactions takes place among the primary pollutants and they form new compounds. We call such a type of pollution, we call it as a secondary pollutant. So what are the major primary pollutants? So as you see here, these are the various pollutants that come under the primary under the category of primary pollutants. That is particulate matter. It is normally referred as PM. Then we have sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, volatile organic compounds, carbon monoxide and lead. So we'll see each of this in brief. So coming to Particulate matter. So what is particulate matter? So solid or liquid matter that is found suspended in the air, we call it as particulate matter. And the size of these particles is actually less than 0.1 millimeter, and it can be even as small as 0.00005 millimeters. And the main source of particle matters, so they are divided into two types. One is this particulate matters may be either coarse particles, and these are formed from sources like the road dust, like from the construction process, etc. And again we have the fine particulate matters, which are formed when the fuel is burned in the automobiles as well as the power plants. And the main effects of the particulate matter is that it is so small that it can enter the lungs, and it causes health hazards to the human beings. And health hazards mean some respiratory issues like asthma, and also any other respiratory ailments, and it also can lead to premature death. So particulate matter in the air mainly affects the human beings. Now coming to the next one, sulfur dioxide. So sulfur dioxide is actually a corrosive gas, and it cannot be seen, or it has no smell when it is present in very low level. But it cannot be seen, but it can be smelled. Sorry, it cannot be seen, but it has a smell of a rotten egg when it is present in very high levels. And it mainly comes from the burning of coal or oil in the power plants, and it also comes from factories which makes chemicals, or say the paper factory, or the or fuel. And also like nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide reacts in the atmosphere to form acid rain and also particles. Again, this also has, sulfur dioxide do have adverse effects on the human health. So it can affect people who have like some respiratory diseases like asthma. It can also cause irritation to the eyes of the people, irritation to the eyes, nose, and also throat. And it can even harm the trees and crops and damage buildings. And it can also make it harder for the people to have a vision, for long distance vision. Now coming to the next one, that is nitrogen oxides. So nitrogen dioxide, so this is actually a reddish brown gas, and it is produced when nitric oxide combines with oxygen in the atmosphere. And again it mostly comes from power plants and cars, and it is formed in two ways. One is when nitrogen in the fuel is burned, or when nitrogen in the air reacts with oxygen at very high temperatures. Again this also has adverse effects on the atmosphere, like on the environment. Like high levels of nitrogen can give people various ailments like cough, and it can also make them feel short of breath. And those people who are exposed to this pollutant for a long time, they have higher chances for getting respiratory infections. Here again, this also reacts in the atmosphere to form acid rain, which can harm the vegetation and even animals. Coming to the next one, that is carbon monoxide. So carbon monoxide, we know that it is a gas that comes from the burning of fossil fuels, and it cannot be seen, or it does not have any smell. And it is released when engines burn fossil fuels, and especially the higher the emissions will be high when the engines are not tuned properly and the fuel is not completely burned. And it also has adverse effects on the environment and also the living beings. And exposure to carbon monoxide actually makes the people tired and gives headaches, or they may feel dizzy. And elderly people with heart diseases are usually hospitalized when they are exposed to such compounds of carbon monoxide, when it is, especially when it is present in very high amount. Now coming to the next one, that is lead. So lead is also another major primary pollutant that is very harmful for the environment. So here you can see the various primary pollutants, what they are and where they come from. So it includes carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, volatile organics, sulfur oxides, etc. And it mainly comes from some due to transportation, it may be due to industrial activities, disposal of the solid waste, there may be other reasons, and also the stationary source like fuel combustion. So this is about the primary pollutants. Coming to the next topic, so here again you can see air pollution, that's primary and secondary, and it may be naturally occurring events or due to man-made activities. So naturally occurring events like smoke and dust from volcanoes, dust storms, smoke from forest fires, man-made activities, carbon monoxide from vehicles, nitrous oxides from vehicle exhaust, sulfur dioxide from power stations, and smoke from power stations. Now coming to the next type, that is the secondary pollutants. So what are secondary pollutants? So here secondary pollutants, it is actually a type of pollutant which is made from the other compounds or mainly from the primary pollutants. So some primary air pollutants will react with one another or with some other chemical to form the secondary pollutants. So when the pollutants in the air mix up in a chemical reaction, they form actually even more dangerous chemical. So photochemical smog is an example of a secondary pollutant, and secondary pollutants are the ones that are caused by intermingling or the reactions of the primary pollutants, and smog created by the interactions of several primary pollutants, we call it as a secondary pollutant. And the major secondary pollutants are ground level ozone and smog. So what is ground level ozone? We know that ozone is a gas that can be found in two places. One is near the ground, that is the troposphere, and it is a major part of the smog. And harmful ozone in the lower atmosphere is not supposed to, it should not be confused with the protective layer of ozone that is present in the upper atmosphere. Ozone is a very important part of the atmosphere or the stratosphere. The upper layer of the atmosphere, we call it as the stratosphere, and the lower layer we call it as the troposphere. So the ozone present in the stratosphere is very much needed, or it acts as a protective layer for the earth, and that prevents the harmful radiations from entering or ultraviolet rays from entering the earth. So it acts as a screen by preventing the harmful UV rays or radiations by entering to enter into the earth's surface. So again, ozone is not directly created, but it is formed when nitrogen oxides and volatile organic compounds mix or react in the sunlight. So that is why ozone is mostly found in the, it is mostly seen that it occurs during the summer season. So nitrogen oxides comes from burning of gasoline, coal, or any other fossil fuels. And then there are many types of volatile organic compounds, and they come from sources ranging from various factories and also from trees. Now what are the effects of ozone? So like I told you, ozone near the ground can cause numerous health problems, and it can also lead to more frequent asthma attacks in people who already have this problem of asthma, and it can also cause sore throat, cough, and breathing difficulty. It also can lead to premature death and also hurt the plants and the crops. So ground level ozone is the one which is a secondary pollutant. Now coming to the second type, that is the smog. So what is smog? Smog is nothing but a common secondary air pollutant, and it is actually a yellowish or a blackish fog that is formed mainly by mixture of pollutants in the atmosphere, which consists of fine particles and also ground level ozone. And smog, which occurs mainly because of air pollution, can also be defined as a mixture of gases with dust and also water vapor. So the main sources, like I told you, it is caused due to heavy traffic, high temperature, sunshine, wind, etc. And there are a few of the factors, that is, these are just few factors behind the increasing level of the air pollution in the atmosphere. And it also has various ill effects or harmful adverse effects on the environment. It affects the plant life and also the health of the animals and the humans. And it is also harmful to the nature as a whole, and it can also lead to various bronchial diseases, that is respiratory diseases. And so these are the ill effects of smog. So smog and ground level ozone are the different types of secondary pollutants. So with this we come to the end of the topic, air pollution.